Hello, good morning. Welcome in to another episode of Good Morning NASDAQ right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. We're in February, folks. It's the second day of February, year of our Lord 2026. I'm happy personally to be in February. I don't think the market's all that different today than it was Friday, but the change of the month, getting that stat sheet done, and turning the page on my first red month in like 14 or 15 months feels good. Let it sit, let it marinate over the weekend, and come back ready, refreshed, and willing to do it all over again. That's the fun thing about trading. You get hit in the face, you just got to pop back up and say, let's go another round. And February will be that next round. Huddy is here with us today. He's got the mic out. He's got the Lightspeed hat. He's got the goggles. How we doing?
I'm ready.
I can't tell if your mic is kind of being iffy or if it's my headset, but how we doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Monday, feeling good. Um, Happy to be back at work. But market looks a little boring right now, to be completely honest.
Does it look a little unsteady?
I don't know about that, but I don't really have a lot of
Yeah,
setups.
but I didn't have a lot of songs for that, so
Okay, unsteady works. Yeah, I don't have a lot of setups coming into today. It's like much less exciting than it was 2 weeks ago. That's how
it,
fast it turns.
yeah, Gapper season has ended.
It has
Gold and
ended.
silver season has taken its break, whether it's ended or over for now. It feels over for now. Um, Overall market is, I know this is like our third thing we check now, but pulling back off of that all-time highs test, and now we'll see where that goes. You never quite know on a Monday where it's going to end up on a Friday, but looking like a pullback is happening. And we have a couple gappers we'll go over today. They look very Chinesey, so we'll hit those. But yeah, I tried to make a watch list last night, and it was a pretty quick. I didn't really do a whole lot Friday. I just wanted to lock in my red week or my red month and call it a month. And so I checked, just my watch list platform last night, and everything from Friday was red on Friday. So I was like, this is probably not going to be great for breakouts, or I think there's some potential reversals if you want that in your life. Um, but looking bleak. And you know what? I was doing some thinking on January and why it was so tough, and I've been saying for a couple of weeks, like, the reason I think it was so tough for me is that there was just more opportunities that failed than December and November, where it was really easy for me just not to trade, and so I could accept like $0 and say I'm just not going to trade today. Whereas I felt like I was sitting at the computer a lot, and there was a lot of buttons to be clicked over the course of the month. A lot just failed, and if you missed the really key important ones, you were kind of in the dumps and getting murked. And so on days like today, when the watch list is just little and there's really nothing out there, I can get behind that. It makes it easier for me not to do something stupid. So I don't mind days in which we have nothing. I'm sure at some point this week we'll have something, whether it's a day one gapper that turns into something bigger, whether something just gets extended off its lows. But I will be patient and waiting for that. We have no thanks in here. Trash Panda, Wayne, Halmies, Disclosed, Kodan, Jiri, Eric. Good morning. Good morning. Um, any important words of wisdom you want to start with today, Huddy, before we hop into
Yeah.
the biggest gappers? Oh, wait. What do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, if you're new here, make sure on your way in to hit that like button. It makes us very happy. If you just, thumbs up, just click it real quick. Takes 10 seconds, maybe five, maybe two.
Less.
Less. Just click it.
I saw yesterday
That's
we
my
were
words
getting
of
closer
wisdom.
to 9,000 subs. So would not
That's exciting.
would not be opposed to you guys getting us over 9. I'd said we wouldn't do a giveaway until 10. So really encourage you to grab a friend's computer, grab a friend's phone, grab your grandma's iPad, and just subscribe to the channel. It's free, it's easy. You'll never know you did it. And if you actually like us and want to participate every single week, we're live every day the market is open. You can hit that notification bell as well, so you never miss when we go live. The times change a little bit sometimes, but for the most part, it's in the pre-market window. And then we do some live trading on Wednesday. So if that excites you and you like us and we're entertaining and you love the words of wisdom from Huddy, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and let's jump right into it. If you have any questions, you always can ask them in the live chat there, um, and we'll get to them towards the end. But the biggest gapper that I see up 200% right now is DKI. Yeah, up 200% right now. Let's head over here. Dark Iris out of Hong Kong, electronic gaming and multimedia company with an 8.62 million float. They have a ton of cash on hand. I don't see any news besides a couple months ago they got a receipt regarding minimum bid price deficiency. This feels like China pumpy. When I just take a look at this, all I see is the IPO. I don't see any potential dilution or anything. It just looks like it's here. It's existing as a stock with a low-ish float. Can we confirm that, Huddy?
I can confirm it in a second. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not a lot on the fundamentals page for me besides, magic words, Hong Kong, lowish float. They got cash, and I don't see any other offerings besides the IPO. And if I take a look at the daily chart, there's definitely some reason to be cautious. In what way, I'm not necessarily sure, but you have a day where it's at 12 and it goes all the way down to 1. So if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck and it's at Autzen Stadium in Oregon, it's probably a duck. And
Yeah. I don't see anything specifically on this, but that doesn't mean that there's not like some type of insider that has shares that can potentially dump, which is what I imagined happened in September. We used to see 11 to $1 in a day. It's on low volume back then in October, so like, is that going to happen today necessarily? No, but yeah, it's probably like more of a scam ticker with like a newsletter behind it than anything. It like feels like a pump.
yeah, and it looks like there might have been some volume Friday. Yeah, so Friday afternoon and after hours, it went from 30 cents to $1.90, pulled back below $1 into the close there, and then is trying to reclaim a buck right now. So it's up a lot off of where it closed at 4 p.m. on Friday, but it's about 80% away, 90% away from those after hours highs. Volume was quite decent in after hours and pre-market. In just that 4 hour window, we did 50 million. We're already at 85 million so far today. So it's the biggest percent mover. It's also doing pretty decent volume. Again, as far as this daily chart goes, there's no real levels that are all that interesting. We've pretty much been just drifting sideways and lower for months and months on end since that, liquidation day, whatever you want to call it, where you lose 90% in a day. Since that day, there's no real big volume days, no big pops. There's a ton of room, I guess you could say, considering not all that much volume back there on the chart. But a stock up 200+% is never one that I'm all that interested in longing right out of the gate. There's no real hot sector or theme here that correlates to anything strong in the market. And it's kind of got those China ties. So maybe something I just be that's just aware of in the back of my mind. It's never been like they all act the same way, so I need to do a certain thing. But just know that capability of manipulation is there. Is this something that Huddy's interested in crapping?
I have some shares located for it. Mainly, like this is like again, like I think it's a Chinese pump and dump. Um, so I think there is like motive here as to why it's up in the first place. It's probably not because it's a turnaround story, but because someone has shares to dump onto the market. That's just my how it goes down exactly. I don't know, and this is a Chinese stock, so I imagine lots of games are going to be played, manipulated, and that's exactly what I want to short. Now, does that mean it's going to be a successful short? I have no freaking clue. It could very well stop me out. Um, but this just feels like this looks like games. I think this is games, and I don't like to short like big real companies.
Yeah. Yeah, not a ton to add here, but it is your biggest gapper, up quite a bit this morning. DKI, Dark Iris. Decent name. I don't even know what we decided that they did. Mobile Digital Games. Dark Iris. Next biggest gapper this morning is SXTC. Is this a cheapie? Ugh. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, I pulled that one up and put it away.
Pulled it up, put it away. I'll do a quick 1, 2, 3 scan of the. I think it's going to be a very similar situation here. China stock, 180 mil float. 3 days ago, they announced a share consolidation. They got a ton of cash. They don't have anything in the form of warrants or offerings. Yeah, it's getting longer. I don't know if they do. But the daily chart kind of tells a story here about what would be interesting and what would not be. It's another one of those that has some candles that should be interesting to the eye. You know, a day in which we opened at 2, went to 7, and closed at 1. Then the next day opened at $1.50 and closed at 14 cents. Bless me. Since then have just been drifting sideways and lower down to the depths of almost getting to a penny. I think with like 99.999% certainty I can say Huddy's not shorting a 7-cent stock. I'm not all that interested in buying a 7-cent stock that on a daily chart that looks like this. Yeah, I mean, it's just so beaten down, so off of any of those levels that we're participating in the liquidation. It's up 140%, so it is making a big move, and maybe this is the type of thing where all of a sudden it's trading billions of shares and gapping up to 50 cents tomorrow. But that's a different time and place. Right now, I don't see a whole lot of interest here. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of short sellers at these current price levels. And I don't really see all that much reason to be that interested in a long here. So, you know, I don't know if you have much to add. I think you said you just kind of put it away, looked at it, put it away. It won't come across your desk the rest of the day. I don't think that's the wrong thing to do.
I don't think it'll come across my desk the rest of the week unless it's like, yeah, unless it's gapping up to a buck, $1.50, which I don't think it will do.
Yeah, this is just kind of like low level gappers this morning in terms of interest and intrigue. You got ties to China, ties to liquidation plays in the recent history. And that's just not really what I want to see on a Monday morning, to be honest with you. So SXTC is your next biggest gapper, up 138%. We got 2 gappers. They are up a lot, but they're not all that interesting, Huddy.
No, they're not.
Not all that interesting. Looks like KXIN is popping up on scanners. No? Why is my thing telling me that? It's not. Disregard that. Really weird that it says it's up 83%.
All right, let's answer some questions and get on out of here.
Let's answer some questions and get on out of here. Jerry says first week of the year was amazing. The rest was break even. So 1 week made my month. Nothing wrong with that. If you can do a good job managing risk and take advantage of the good situations that you have in front of you, that's usually how a lot of months go throughout the year. There might be a couple where you get nonstop action and consistent profitability, green weeks after green weeks, but you know, the sign of a good trader is usually one who can make something out of not that much and maybe only grab a green week or two, but have it be enough to swing it in their favor. Baja Express says ACCL, not even a question mark, just stating. I don't know, give me your piece on it, Huddy.
ACCL,
Yep.
it's up.
Up 60%. Day one
Yeah,
gapper.
I don't know anything about it.
Another stock that was at 5 a few days ago came all the way down to $1. Let me just play the game of, is this Chinese? It's from Hong Kong. Fits what's moving this morning. But as I wasn't interested, all that interested in the biggest gappers, I'm not as interested in the least gappers that kind of fit the same thing as well. So there's no pattern here, no play. It's not up enough to be a gap and crap. It's not a pattern for a long. So I know you didn't even put a question mark. You were just typing in the ticker and you wrote it in the wrong place, but that's the answer. View on SNDK. I don't have one. I don't know if you have one.
I mean, what do you want to,
Here's the view. It's the chart.
yeah, what do you want to know? They had earnings on Friday. It did very well. gapped up $100. The whole market got crushed. SNDK got crushed. Then it bounced off the lows, and it's just trending up still. It's not really doing anything. But like, what other view do you want? It's just
Yeah. A lot of times you guys, it's funny when you say thoughts or, what's going on with this. Usually it always perfectly correlates to when there's nothing to do with something, but you want to do something with it. I have no clue. This is a large cap stock that has been uptrending for.
there's no pattern here. Like it's extended. It's off the lows. They just had earnings. Like, what do you want? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Tom.
No, you're right. Yeah, and then Jabril says SNDK is going to go above 600 again for sure. I mean, that's not that bold of a take. It's $11 a share away from it on a stock that moves 20, 30, 40 a day. I don't think that's that hot of a take. I don't even know what that means. The people, that's what I think people want us to do, is make definitive statements like that about what stocks are going to do. Doesn't get you anywhere talking like that. We don't know the future, and there's no reason for me to believe that this should do anything today. It kind of had that was a green day on Friday, but a giant red candle. Does it go higher? Does it go lower? Let the stock tell you, but there's no pattern there for me. People asking about gold and silver short. I think Kyle was the only one who really participated in that. No, I looked at his monthly recap and he made a killing that last week, and it was still enough to be a six-figure red month. But I think he made like 200 something thousand last week, and I got to imagine it was on what SNDK sell and then gold and silver short.
I don't think he made much on silver. I got kind of bamboozled on silver, unfortunately, and gold. I was short pretty heavily in in the day before the gap down day into close. And like the last 2 minutes, it hit my stop trigger and I stopped out. And then the next day, it gapped down 10% and flushed. It was really sad. And I'm not really the type of trader that knows necessarily how to join the trend on the gap down day. I just kind of feel like I missed my good risk reward spot and like, chase it down. Well, yeah, I completely missed the big flush. It wasn't for a lack of trying. Like I was totally there for it and I had the right idea. It just into the close, it uptrended and stopped me out. And what can I do? Have a better stop level, I guess. That wasn't so tight, but that's what like granted me like some pretty big size. And so I was excited about it.
What was your stop? 500?
No, I was short gold,
Yeah.
which wasn't even the right one, but I was short what? Let's see this chart. UGL, which is like 2x ETF. I was
Oh.
short like 84, risking 85.60. So I had like $1 of risk. And I was like, this thing is going back down to 76 or lower. Like I thought $10 was on the table on a gap down. And then it stopped like literally in the last minute. That was
Yeah.
like kind of annoying,
It sounds annoying.
but lost pretty small on it. Was really like my only like I didn't really get chopped up on the way up, like at all. But it really felt like Thursday was your big tell like after that morning flush and the way that the chart looked like if you know anything about patterns like that was it. That looked like an OTC. Um, so definitely a worthwhile attempt, and I think a lot of people made money chasing the trend, and you know the dip buy was kind of there yesterday, like into close as well. Although yeah, just crazy move, honestly. I did not expect it to go down to 70. I honestly was like thinking like I'm just looking at silver now.
Yeah,
I
I
was thinking
cannot
like
keep up with the
90.
prices. Everyone has so whatever is always looking at a different one of these.
I think silver was the best one to trade. I don't have, I guess, the most capabilities to make a lot of money. I just didn't know that in the moment. Now that I'm looking at it in hindsight, I see it, obviously. Uh, but I never expected this to go down to 75, 70. Like that's crazy. From 115.
Yeah. I didn't really participate in that. And now the future questions will be like, when are we going to buy it? When's the reversal? When's the first green day? I definitely won't be participating if it is today. I won't be the guy that avoids it on the entire front side and then starts getting his booty waxed on the backside trying to buy it. So I do think a bounce is likely at some point. I don't know what today's candle looks like. I think today either becomes a big bounce day that's maybe not unexpected, but not as easily playable. And then that idea is kind of out the window. Or I think there's a world where we go below yesterday's lows and sit there for a bit. um, but I probably won't participate after my January. I'm looking for to play my try to be a role player on the basketball court. I'm trying to just gonna sit in the bottom of the zone, use my height, and try to get a layup and not pop any more threes off because I struggled to hit the rim on those. But yeah, I think there was some great opportunity. I know a lot of people turned their month around on those plays over Thursday and Friday. Um, so cool to see some pretty insane movement on something like gold and silver. People asking about feed being a reversal. The only thing I will say is if you trade every reversal, then you'll probably trade feed. It is a reversal. Went from $1 to $6. Had a red day Friday, and is looking like it's opening sideways. I'll have it on watch. It's probably the only thing I'm looking at, but I'm trying to significantly cut down on my caloric intake of first screen days and reversals. So if you guys know the definition of the pattern, you should know that it fits the criteria. What you do from there is fully your decision and your discretion. So it's there. If you want it, come and get it. Feed. All right. Let's did you do your stats for January yet? Are you still way behind now?
I'm still pretty far behind,
Oh
but
no. And then you're
January
going
I
to
have
go to
not
Thailand
done.
and you're not going to get it done there.
No, Thailand, I have a lot of time on my hands.
It's
Who
going to
knows
be
what'll happen?
March.
I just don't really need to do the like my problem is like I don't need to do the data. Like I kind of already mentally know what patterns were best in 2024 and what I want to do in 2025 without having to do it.
Yeah, but you want
Um,
it there. You want it there.
no, no, it'll be there. It'll be there. I just don't like it's not like a pressing matter to me because like I just know it already in the back of my mind. So like I've kind of put it off, but
Doesn't sound like
January
a
should
very,
do
very good data guy there. I know the data. I don't need to do the data.
exactly.
You're not known for many lazy takes, but I think that's a lazy take.
I don't think it's a lazy take. I think I got other things going on. I did
I think
stand
you
up
want to
comedy.
do it, and you just need to sit down and do it.
Well, I got all of my trades. I filled out most of it for the year end. I just have to do the year end review. Like that's literally that's all that's left. And like maybe update it pattern by pattern. So that's like a 2 hour job, and then I just have to update
Yeah,
January to
just
see.
get the basics done first.
The basics are done.
You have your yearly
That I
review needs
did.
to be done.
Yeah, that's the advance.
Yeah. Um, any words of wisdom as we kick off a new month here? We're fully invested in 2026 now. Is it going to get better?
What?
Anything?
I don't know. I thought January was pretty good. So I have a
I
different
feel
take. I
like you're
thought
alone in that. And I think you
I don't
know
think I
that, and
am.
you love being the villain.
I do love,
Look at that
it just
smirk.
depends. Like it depends on your playbook and what you trade and what strategies you employ and what your criteria is. Like everyone's different. Everyone should have a unique experience, to be honest. Like my experience shouldn't be like everyone's unless there's like literally nothing in the market. But there was actual plays throughout all of January, I thought. And it ended with a banger. And I know a lot of people that made millions of dollars on silver and gold. So I cannot call it a bad month. Like there was a multi-million, eight-figure type of opportunity. Like I cannot call that a bad month. Just because I didn't nail it or I didn't play it doesn't mean like the month is bad. I think objectively there was ways to make money.
You can't say it's unique to
November,
you and then disregard that part.
November and December, I feel like November and December, I feel like they're like when I really look at the map, like there was really no multi eight-figure opportunity. Like okay,
Well, look who you're talking to. What are you talking about? You're on the wrong channel. Multi eight figure. What are you talking about?
telling you what dictates a good month is an opportunity that could make it doesn't matter where you are in your journey. I don't care if you can't make eight figures in a day. Like it's a scale. It's a game of scale. Like the fact is there was an A+ setup and it produced really good reward. And for those that the patterns and study well and build their accounts and get to a place where they want to be one day, this is an eight-figure type of month for January for some traders, right? So
Yeah, I
like
don't
I
know. I don't even
objectively
know if
don't
it
call
was
that a
good
bad month.
enough for me to get green.
Right.
I don't know. I'll go down and say it was a tough month. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it for myself. I looked at all the setups. There was just too many losers. It would have been a tough month, even if you had BNI, a seg with you, or the gold and silver short. I think it was tough. I don't think by any means it was an easy month. Where if you have to look at one opportunity to save the whole month, I think the margin's too tight. Um, but sometimes trading be that way. All right, guys, it is 9:20. We're going to head on over to the room now. You can join over there at clovertrading.io if you want to hang out with us and ask questions throughout the day. That's where we're going to be. And let's get after it. Let's have a good start to the month. Doesn't mean you have to go out there and be wild and click a bunch of buttons. Stay in your lane, play your game, be the best version of yourself you possibly can be. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We'll kind of have a shifting of characters this week. I think Huddy will be here for the first couple days, and Kyle will be here for the second couple days. But we'll make do and we'll be here. So appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate the likes. Don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you tomorrow.